7 through 9. So that's one thing you may have to consider if we're dealing with mixed dungeons.
It looks like we have a start.
Yeah, nearer to where level 1 is. So not the traditional start location that you may be accustomed to seeing.
We got sprites.
Oh boy, so hope you're paying attention. Keep some good notes.
So it looks like double recorder is going to be the heart container.
All right.
I didn't get a... We have an arrow, that's the Armos item, but that's the power bracelet.
Right, because we are going. I'm looking at that map right now. That's on the far right. That's indeed confirms it is the standard power bracelet. We'll write that down.
And it's kind of interesting that we already have a route divergence between the two runners. One went towards the grave area, whereas the other went towards Vanilla 1.
Yeah, as we get everything synced up, let's get our first sync so that we are all set to go, and we can call this race. All right, perfect. And we've got a bow, a map, and a blue piece of meat. But those are not the items because sprites, again, are shuffled. So hope everybody's taking good notes because you're going to need to know what everything's what.
Looks like we have a level 5 find on AmazingToaster side over near Vanilla Start.
That's good for us to know.
Now, based on the price of that blue piece of meat, I'm going to guess that that's bombs.
Very well could be, because the color of the sprite can give you an indication of what kind of item it very well could be. In fact, one of the races we saw that the magical key, a blue magical key, was bomb. So colors can help out what item you're definitely looking at, but still, you better pay close attention. We do have mixed or community messages in the shops. So we're either dealing right now, and this is definitely not helpful hints, folks. It's either going to be all community hints or mixed. And we'll know exactly what it is if we see a hint cave. If those prices aren't shuffled, it's all community hints.
And it also looked like the wooden sword was not at its traditional wood sword cave.
Indeed it wasn't. And we just confirmed on Toaster side, the prices of the hints are unshuffled. We're dealing with all community hints, folks. So when you get to level 9, good luck. You're on your own.
Sprite Shuffle definitely makes things interesting when you're looking to pick up items, because you see a red item, and you don't know if it's the book or not, and that becomes a factor.
Yep, absolutely.
So let's see where these players decide to go. I'm going to guess AmazingToaster is going to finish out Deadwoods, and it looks like RCDrone's going to head to the northeast.
This is definitely not second quest because level 3 is where level 3 normal is. So it's either first quest or mixed. There's our first secret for 33 rupees. That's shuffled as well.
Now that could be good if the large secret is relatively high, and there's going to be 3 of those because it's either first or mixed.
There's a potion shop for drone, nothing doing right there. Toaster's going to check the far southwest corner of Hyrule and is going to find level 3.
Unfortunately, with no keys and no way to open that door on the left, there's no real way for him to get in there.
Yeah, absolutely not. And we can't tell right now if it's first quest, second quest, mixed, or even shapes. And by the way, if it's shapes, it's going to be first quest.
We find a wand as the white sword item, but we don't know what item that actually is.
Absolutely not. Now, those bombs that we saw that were for 15, was that a magical wand or was that some other shape?
The bombs are 15 were the meat.
Oh, it was the meat. Okay, so it's not going to be the bombs. It's not going to be the bombs. If this is indeed a swordless. Well, we see that the letter would be the red potion, and that comb, that fine-tooth comb, is a blue candle. What the heck kind of blue candle is that, ISO? Holy smokes.
From what I understand, that is half of a ladder.
Oh, you're right. That would be half of a ladder. Absolutely. Yep, good call there. I'm still going to call it the comb.
We are confirmed into a mixed quest because level 2 was the lake, not vanilla level 2.
Yep, it is going to be a mixed overworld for these players. Again, but because it's still mixed and not full second quest, they are still going to have 3 large secrets to work with. The medium and the small have been pretty good. I think we saw a 16 small just now.
And we're getting some indication in the chat that the wands are actually swords because the Lionels were shooting those earlier. And if that's the case, that wand is actually the white sword.
Ooh, that's really, really good then.
We have a level 8 find over on the coast.
Level 8's going to have 2 items regardless of what quest this is. Nice clip of those dark nuts with no weapon. Unfortunately, he's not going to get rewarded with an item. It's just going to take him to another part of level 8, where you find some more dark nuts.
It's slowly starting to look like that we do not have shapes on.
Oh, another staircase. Now, if that's the case, there should be one of the 2 items, and we've got a magical shield that is actually going to be something else. We'll find out when we pause the screen. It is the magical key. That's a good find.
You know, we have vanilla white sword, vanilla power bracelet. Nope, never mind. Items are shuffled. There's a blue book on the coast.
Well, I wonder what that could be, that blue book. Well, it's not a boomstick, I wouldn't imagine. Nope, it's not. What could it possibly be that's blue? Could be the magic wand.
That would actually be amazing if that was the wand.
I mean, we do not think it's going to be bombs. We believe this is not a swordless seed because of the white sword item that we found.
Indeed. Although with neither player having found the wood sword cave yet, we don't have that 100% confirmation.
But you know what? For all we know, that could be the magical sword, too.
I don't think that the cave we found earlier could be the magical sword, only because the magical sword is normally red.
Oh, and that's right, because it has a different sprite look as well. It's not the same as the wood or the white sword. That's a good point. And it could be the inferior model boomerang. That's another blue item, so that's still a potential. Another medium secret picked up by drone, up to 81 rupees. Going to head for the far northeastern section of Hyrule, and he is going to discover another secret for another 33 rupees. By the way, the distribution is going to be 7 medium secrets, 3 large, and 4 small. Total of 14 secrets in both quests.
Alongside 9 door repairs in first and I believe mixed quest. I want to say second has 10.
Second does have 10, you'd be right.
There's still no permanent weapon to work with for either player. Which, at 9, almost 10 minutes in, you gotta start wondering, where is the sword? Could it be up on that tippy top of Death Mountain?
Very well could be. I didn't get a good look, but it looks like the door repair penalty might be the minimum 15. I didn't get the quickest look on there, and there's another shop. A bow, a map, and a key, but what are these guys really buying? You're going to have to map the prices carefully. The prices have been shuffled. So if this is a boomstick seed, and the items have been shuffled up, there's only going to be one of those. But again, it's hard to tell at this point. Think of that, the map is a shield, though, the magic shield. I mean, it seems like a good bet to me, don't you think?
Absolutely. And I also want to say that that bow is actually the meat.
Could be with that kind of price, definitely.
See if RCDrone is able to make it into the waterfall, and he finds level 7.
Nice find right there. Level 7 indeed. Good find. And level 1 discovered by Toaster. So he'll be looking for 2 items if this is indeed first quest. And based on the start of this very well might be first quest.
Well, there's a couple of swords.
I'm not going to find out what they are yet. And he's going to make another go at it, though.
This is starting to look like first quest dungeons with second
That
quest
is the
enemies.
compass. That's the compass, that double sword you see there. That's a compass.
That is definitely a good find. And RCDrone finds the white sword. Or wood sword, rather.
Yep,
Or
there it
wood
is. And extra candles are on. Yes, the wood wand, which of course acts as the wooden sword. So he's got himself a weapon to use in dungeons. That's a nice find, a huge advantage for RCDrone this early in the game.
So hopefully, Toaster will go ahead and go back into level 1 to see if he can't get some of the items out of there and unlock that first door.
Drone just discovered that he can't do anything right here. Toaster, rather, because that is Recorder Lake for second quest. We'll have to make another play elsewhere. Going to check this Armos statue item and hopefully not get sniped. Oh, he does not. Finds a secret for 16 rupees, a big one for a small.
You find level 4, also near Vanilla Start.
So they're starting to find the levels. They just need to find some items now.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to have vanilla warps. So the power bracelet will not be required unless one of the second quest power bracelet spots is active.
Yeah, if this is first quest, they're going to be looking for 1 item. Now, if this were second quest, which I have no reason to believe it's second quest, given what we've seen in level 1. If this were second quest, there actually would be 2 items in this dungeon.
And Vanilla 4 in second quest is about as big as Vanilla 7 in first quest, give or take a couple rooms here and there.
Yeah, that is true. Ooh, that large secret is a measly 58 rupees. So if this is a boomstick, they're going to have a decision to make on whether they're going to buy that or the blue ring.
Absolutely. Especially given that we haven't seen a shop for either yet.
No, the most expensive magical shield would be between 140 and 180 rupees, with 160 being the vanilla price. Again, prices have been shuffled. That's the only good news is there's going to be 3 large secrets. If this was second quest, yeah, this is definitely a full-blown poverty seed.
So the 2 major advantages that RCDrone has right now are the wood sword and the magic key, but until he gets a candle, he cannot access level 1.
Yeah, that's right. The important thing is that you tried, and in a race like this, that's about all you can hope for now.
And I think RCDrone is ladder blocked out of level 4.
Ooh, man, so already we're dealing with the perpetual ladder block that's very common in the Zelda Randomizer. So if you want that Triforce or also the item out of level 4, you got to get that ladder. It's hidden behind one of these dungeons. Not level 9, though. It can never be in level 9 for these flags. Toast is about to discover the 2 medium secrets in the far northeastern section of Hyrule, while Drone is going to make a play toward the coast.
I wonder if he's thinking of going back into level 8 on his way around here.
Well, there's a blue candle shop for 47, and he's going to go ahead and buy that candle.
Definitely a good move right now, given that he's near the forest. He could cut his way through the forest if he so chose.
Yep, and then the key air container are just the standard shapes.
We have level 6 on the coast.
Very good find there for Drone. He'll be looking for the one item here. Love how that Goma is spitting out power bracelets as if he was made of money.
Yeah, really.
It's like, here, have all the jewelry in the world.
Be even better if he was spitting out rings.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, for all we know, they're probably toilet rings. They're not toilet rings, but shower curtain rings.
We have another case of our good old friend, the ladder block, in level 6.
Holy smokes, the ladder is a crucial item in this. I mean, the first player to find the ladder could very well be Set. I mean, 2 ladder blocks already on RCDrone side. Right now, level 7 is where Toaster is. Neither player has found a Triforce, and we've only discovered 1 key item in dungeons, and that was a magical key in level 8. Now, so far, we're 3 for 3 on items. There is a chance that none of the items are shuffled.
The items actually do have to be shuffled because of the blue book on the coast that is not the heart container.
Oh, that's true. Yes, I did forget about the heart container. Yeah, that blue item, that could be the wand or the blue boomerang. And there's the sword discovery right there on Toaster's side. So now both players have the all-important weapon. And oddly enough, and I didn't notice this, but yeah, it's behind the normal white sword cave.
Well, given this is a poverty seed, I'm guessing the guy couldn't afford to carry a white sword anymore, so he had to resort to wood.
Absolutely. It makes perfect sense to me, ISO. And now going back to level 7 is Toaster, and level 1 discovered now by Drone.
Because he has the any key, he can just go into that locked door with basically no second thoughts.
Absolutely. Yep, he can use as many keys as he'd like. He has grabbed the compass out of that Stelphos. He knows where he needs to go. He just needs to find the 2 items.
Interesting that the wand sprite doesn't behave like the normal wand sprite when it is the wood sword. Or sword, what's it called?
Well, he found the double recorder, which again is the heart container that puts him up to 5 hearts.
Though he does have to be careful of these sword-shooting Stelphos.
Yeah, that's right. That is one of the new flags here during the knockout round, is that you can have second quest enemies, super ropes, and those Stelphos that shoot those sword beams, and they do the same amount of damage as a Lionel sword beam, 2 hearts. Here's the item in level 1. One of the items, it's a double potion. We're about to find out exactly what that's going to be. It looks like it's the raft.
I'm starting to get a sense that we do not have shuffled drop rooms.
So if this is the case, we may see the item in this quadruple block room that is filled with these wall masters. So we may find out in a moment what that second item is, potentially. And that's a key.
Speaking of keys, Toaster just bought a key and the meat.
Yep, I think that's a decent purchase in my opinion, but of course, little does he know, he can find the any key fairly easy in level 8, but of course, and it looks like the Triforce is in the Triforce room for these dungeons. It's a little too early to tell, but there's a fair indication, I'd say, Triforce and Triforce room.
Now, based on what I'm seeing from the gorillas, I'm going to guess that the item on the coast is the blue boomerang.
Ooh, that's a good point. Because if those gorillas were firing books, then yeah, it'd be blue boomerang. You'd be right.
It's actually the whistle.
And there is the first Triforce capture. And what did he get the other item in level 1? Recorder?
Yes, it's the recorder that looks like a map.
Ah, there we go.
So I guess now we're playing the paper to obtain something.
Yeah, absolutely. Or we're writing a little scroll here, and we show the scroll off, and like, oh, your wish is my command.
Now, interesting to note is with that one dungeon, the only item that could be blocking RCDrone at this point would be the bow and the ladder. But
Yeah,
as far
that's
as
right.
but as far as exploring overworld caves, he has everything he needs.
Yeah, we have not confirmed or denied whether the boomstick is in play yet. We haven't seen enough evidence yet at this point. And 5 hearts is enough to pick up the white sword for RCDrone.
Something interesting to note is that the potions are also the map.
And there's another one of the teeny tiny large secrets that RCDrone has just discovered. He's up to 150 rupees now.
I'm curious to see if Toaster's going to make a play into level 5, and he is.
Yes, indeed. Now, right now, Drone's at 166 rupees. Again, we don't know if Boomstick is in play. If it were to be in play, price range is anywhere between 180 and 220 rupees.
And Lady Nira, the bow-looking item is the meat.
All right.
Oh my goodness, we could have another ladder block.
Holy smokes, we could have a triple ladder block on our hands, because we already know that 4 and 6 are blocked by a ladder, and there is a chance that ladder might be blocked here in level 5. That would be nuts. 3 ladder blocks already.
I'm starting to think that the ladder might be deep in level 7.
Wouldn't surprise me. Level 7 being 33 rooms of pure torture, and especially in a seed where you can't tell what's what in terms of the items. So we'll see if that indeed comes into play. There's some bombs for Drone to top out his complement at 8. Speaking of bombs, Toaster doesn't have any bombs right now.
And that's probably what, in his mind, is limiting his progression right now, is the lack of bombs, which it is. Oh! Letters white sword.
That's interesting. What is that? That would be the potion. That's where the potion is. What? I don't understand. What the heck?
That's the letter that she showed to get the potions.
Oh, of course, yes. That is the letter you need to show the potions. Yes, a good point right there. Yeah, that confused the heck out of me as well. I'm like, wait, you can't pick up magical sword at 5 hearts. Yeah, that would be the letter. The white sword equals the letter.
We could have a potential Goma block in level 8.
Man, so many blocks.
This is starting to look like a chain reaction seed.
Yep, indeed, where one item leads to another that you absolutely have to have in order to proceed in the quest.
RCDrone might be able to find a workaround for that Goma, though. He's just got to get past these bunnies.
Which he does successfully right there. And he finds himself, well, this is definitely not shapes because the room just went dark. So I think this might be full-blown first quest.
That's what it's starting to look like. And we've also got Toaster in level 3. We'll see if he finds an item in here and what it ends up being.
Evidently, he's in Keys country, so he has to proceed forward, and he has found the map. The sword equals the map. Well, that makes sense considering that the white sword equaled the paper, the letter. So it doesn't surprise me that that sword represented the map.
RCDrone has picked up the Triforce out of level 8. But the question is, will he go back for the second item? It looks like no, he will not.
Nope. He will not go back for the second item, and hopefully for his sake, it's not the ladder that he desperately needs, that both players desperately need. He's going to go ahead and go to the far east raft spot and find there's no level there, but there is a secret for 33 rupees. Better than a door repair charge. I hate seeing them on the raft spots.
So now that RCDrone's at 200 rupees, he has nearly full reign to buy whatever he wants.
Yep, just about. The only thing he can't purchase, bingo, that is not the door repair message, of course. That's normally where one of the hints are, like, secret is at the dead end, etc.
Looks like Toaster has found an item room, and I'm starting to think we do not have cross-dungeon room shuffling.
We're about to find out what that item is. It's a silver book. We're going to find out exactly what it means. And it is a boomerang.
That's the wooden boomerang.
Yep, so we can now confirm that the item on the coast is the magical boomerang, if that's the wooden boomerang.
Probably not what Toaster was looking for.
No, definitely not, but better than the book. If they pick up that book, they're going to be like, oh no, that wand is going to be not so useful to me. And there is the magical sword. It's behind the recorder spot in the desert where a second quest whistle spot is. So if you want a shot at the magical sword, you're going to need that recorder.
We have a level 9 sighting on Toaster's side.
Very good. It's always good to find level 9 so that you're not looking for it later on. There's another hint cave where you think it's a door repair penalty and it's not.
Now, the worst part is, we know that candles are arrows, so if we see a candle shop, or a shop that looks like it's selling candles, that's actually going to be an arrow shop, and I'm thinking that's the rare shop.
I have to agree with you 100%. If that's the case, maybe Boomstick is in play, because I have yet to see an expensive price magical shield.
You know, if this is Boomstick, we could very well have Boomstick, Blue Ring arrows all in the same shop.
That would be insane. That's like the ultimate goodie shop right there. And there's the large secret to top out his wallet at 255 rupees. Now, what to spend it on? Again, we have not found a Blue Ring shop. We've not found a Boomstick shop or any of the like. Again, we are speculating that's the rare shop. Of course, it could be that there's just a whole plethora of them. Well, 239 rupees for, it looks like the Blue Ring, and looks like Boomstick is not in play with that 165 rupee magical shield right there. So, no Boomstick. Buys the arrows.
Definitely a good call at this point, seeing that he saw that Goma in 8 blocking 2 doors. He may be thinking the second item in 8's still there.
And his comment's good enough. He doesn't have to worry about purchasing a Blue Ring. Who knows? He may stumble upon the Red Ring elsewhere.
He's gonna check the second raft spot and find a hint cave.
Yep, and again, with the prices not shuffled, we're talking all community hints, so don't spend your money. Don't waste it. You're not going to get any helpful information there, just a few jokes.
So we now know that the raft is not required for this seed.
Nope, it certainly isn't.
So Amazing Toaster's checking Death Mountain, and I am a fan of checking Death Mountain a little early, because if there is something important up there, it could give you an advantage if your opponent doesn't check it early.
Well, there's Drone finding level 2 right now. He'll be looking for the one item on the ground, and an instant Triforce sighting right on the first room pass start in level 2. So he's going to be looking for the item that's going to be on the ground. Now, given that the fact that we have not seen the drop rooms shuffled, he's going to be looking for that 4-dragon statue turret room where he's going to have to full clear it. And in fact, he's found it right here.
It looks like we have super ropes.
Indeed, because this is second quest. They are going to have more HP, and we have found what looks like a lollipop. It is actually the ladder!
The ladder in level 2. That is a huge advantage over the RCDrone.
Absolutely. That is the item he wanted to find, and that is, in my opinion, going to give Drone a commanding lead in this seed.
Not only that, but we've now seen all the dungeons, so Toaster's search of Death Mountain is ultimately going to come up with nothing.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Death Mountain either has all the dungeons or nothing at all, and unfortunately for Toaster's sake, it is nothing at all.
So that means he's got to go back to 1 to get the recorder out of it, to go into 2 to get the ladder, to get pretty much everything else.
RCDrone's going to grab the potion out of the bonus cave. I certainly don't blame him because he's already got the white sword. Magical sword usually does not come into play in a randomizer race, so yep, I think that's a good pick right there.
Plus, I'm 100% certain that he's comfortable doing level 9 with the white sword, even though it will be Wizrobes, because it looks like the enemy sets have not been shuffled.
Yeah, I've seen no indication either that any of the enemy sets have been shuffled, but we've seen what Wizrobe dungeons can do in level 9, and especially if silver arrows are triple magical staircase required, they're all guarded by Wizrobes. So, but we'll see what happens.
And we have 0?
Yep, that's exactly what I was going to say. You are right, 0 HP bosses.
Now, something that chat is pointing out is that the blue ring and the blue candle share the same half ladder sprite. So we may see players pick up the red candle thinking that it's the red ring to make sure that they know if red ring and silver arrows are at 9 or not.
Interesting. I'm sure when they pause the screen to find out what item it is, they'll have a better indication, because the red candle would be on the northeastern section of that rectangular box, where the red ring would be on the northern part of the HUD in the center, right next to the ladder.
So, looks like RCDrone is doing at least some searching for this item in level 4. Which, given he doesn't have the bow yet, isn't a bad idea.
Absolutely. Bow is probably the first item he'd love to see. He's going to be looking for a double block room that will push.
Amazing Toaster is back in level 8. He will find the magical key here if he pushes on just a little bit.
Yeah, because if you remember, RCDrone just did a couple of block clips to get to that any key. Finding it's that combing. I think that's the red candle.
That is indeed the red candle. Which means if you find another red comb, it'll be the red ring.
There you go.
And there's the map.
Yep. In my opinion, red candle is a solid pickup, especially when it's not a 0 HP seated. It's one of the most effective weapons, in my opinion, secondary weapons against Gibdos. Plus, if you're a horrible shot in the overworld to burn bushes, you get multiple chances at it.
You can also use it against likes if you happen to be bubbled or just are unable to pull the sword out for some reason. Lets you fight them from a little bit of a distance if you have that magical shield.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, in my opinion, red candle is an underrated weapon, But, you know, depending on when you find it, it might depend on whether or not you're going to pick it up. But the later, it's one of those items, later you find it, the less value it has. Level 5 is now where Drone is going to go.
So we'll see if he continues to search for items or if he just starts taking Triforces and running. And starts gambling on Ganon not being required.
And that very well could be a thing. There is a 50-50 chance that Ganon may not even be required to complete this particular seed. So, I mean, knowing who he's going up against, I mean, AmazingToaster has had some very, very good races. I mean, yeah, he nearly made it to the knockout stage without having to deal with the race off, but he ended up getting sniped by less than a minute by Dragon Dark in his final race. There's the Any Key discovery right there by Toaster, which was indicated by the magical shield, so now he's got all the keys in the world.
And interesting to note that even if Toaster had been able to bomb to the left in that room that we thought he was ladder blocked in, there was another ladder block.
I believe this is where we're going to find the item. It is going to be the meat?
That's wand.
Magic wand. All right, good find right there. Very useful against Patras if you know how to do the wand and sword trick. But they're going to be hoping that they don't accidentally pick up the book because it is going to hinder the usage of that weapon.
You know, when I saw that meat, I thought, oh wait, I thought we weren't in swordless. That can't possibly be bombs in a staircase.
Well, keep in mind that when we had that blackout swordless seed for the very first race of the knockout round, that the blue Any Key represented 4 different items. So that is very much a thing, that blue meat could represent 4, 5, 6, who knows how many items.
You know, I'm curious as to... Okay, well the wand shoots out power bracelets today.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
And he's dead, Jim.
Yes, and the good old Star Trek reference from Dr. McCoy. As we go into this room full of Gibdos and Pole's voice and Keese. He's going to try to bomb, nothing doing to the north. He's still looking for the Triforce again. We know that all Triforces are going to be in their Triforce rooms, but... Ooh, that might have been an intentional death. Maybe.
Could have been, but based on how deep into level 5 he was, I think... No, he's leaving. That may have been.
Interesting. Well, he's not bomb blocked. Is he blocked by something? Bow blocked? Did we see a Goma?
I don't remember seeing one, but he may want to come back when he has arrows anyway to deal with the Pole's voice.
Yeah, very interesting indeed. And he has discovered the white sword again. We know that it is the paper, which he definitely does not need unless he spends both of his potion, and then he would have to buy more potion.
Which isn't necessarily unheard of if you get stuck in, say, a 6 blue wizard room and you have to go through it.
Yep, indeed. We've seen quite a few of those kind of level 9s already. Gonna find that medium secret for 33 in vanilla level 3. There's a staircase, and that is not the other item in level 8. The other item in level 8 is still at large. We do not currently know what it is at this time.
So, we're still getting some indication from chat that the death was not intentional and that he is in fact bow blocked.
Wow, that's crazy. So many blocks in this particular seed. The ladder, now the bone being required, that is incredible. Level 3 now is where RCDrone's at.
And it looks like he accidentally drank his red potion a little bit too early.
That is not good. We've seen that happen a lot of times already in this tournament. You got to be careful when you're scrolling through that inventory that you don't accidentally use the wrong one. And unfortunately for Toaster, taking a death here in level 8, he'll have to give it another go or maybe try later. But that's the thing when you're in these dungeons right now. I mean, Toaster's got to imagine in his mind that when he's going this deep in a level, he cannot leave out of this level empty-handed. He has to at least get the Triforce.
Now, what'll be interesting is if the silvers are here in level 8 and RCDrone never goes back for them.
If that's the case, he could be in a world of hurt. We'll see. So far, we have no reason to believe those items have been shuffled, but again, there's still some options left. We still have 6, 7, and one of the items in level 8, and of course the 2 items in level 9. And there he's going to find the green book, which, of course, little does he know, he's probably discovered it now. It is a boomerang, and in this case, it's Lord Banana. So, all hail!
Not the bow he was looking for.
Unfortunately, no.
Or even if the bow's in level 8, because that's still an option, too.
Yeah, that's right. The bow very well could be in level 8. There's still 5 items left in play. In addition to the red ring and the silver arrows, we've got the bow, we've got the book, and what else are we missing? Heart container.
Yep. Heart container that's normally located on the coast, that is now 2 whistles.
Correct.
I'm hoping that Toaster goes ahead and, does not get bodied, but finds the second item in 8, and that is something good.
Level 8's tough, though, because you're dealing, he's going to nope out of there, and that is probably not what he had in mind.
Be the right decision for right now, because he still has not picked up the white sword yet.
That's true.
It's like RCDrone's making his way on over to level 6.
And Toaster's going back into level 1 where he was key blocked earlier. This should be no problem for him now. He will find the raft and the recorder, but doesn't look like either of those items are going to be required for this seed. Little does he know.
Recorder is required to get into level 2.
Oh, you did need it for level 2. Okay.
And here there be wish robes.
Yes, that's where the chain reaction seed come into play. You need the ladder to get to level 2. You need the recorder from level 1 to get to the ladder that's in level 2, which you need to get to the items and Triforces in levels 4 and 6.
A lucky clock for RCDrone is going to make this wizard room nice and easy.
This would be the ultimate chain reaction seed if the bow was in level 6 and that the bow is required in, level 5? Or 5, I believe.
Yes, it was level 5.
And that would definitely be a true chain reaction seed. All those levels in that order, you got to find them in that order to complete. So, well, let's see if this is the... Nope, that is not it.
Just a stairway to more dungeon.
Stairway to a dead end, maybe. Hello, Orange Wizrobes. Well, this could be one of those troll staircases, and he's believing it right now. He's out of there.
Yep. Easier to play 3-door Monty when you have infinite keys.
Absolutely, yeah. It's no fun to play the same game when you have got no keys or 1 key left, especially when you're in a level 9 situation where it's vanilla. There's very few keys to be had. There's millions of locked doors, it seems like. Yeah, it's good to have that any key.
Or even if it's something like, these 5 dungeons require keys right at the beginning, and you have 1 key.
And that's a big thing.
Not yet.
No, not yet. It's a big thing in shapes, however. You're going to have some dungeons that don't have many keys, and there's going to be this one dungeon that's going to have a dozen keys in it.
And half the time that dungeon is level 9.
Right. Or level 8, or 7, or 6. And there's the Triforce in level 1, but he's not discovered both items yet. He is going to discover the raft right here in this diamond staircase.
RCDrone has drank the last of his starting potions, so now he'll have to show the letter if he wants to get more potions.
That is correct. He's got 6 hearts, and he has no potions left.
Yeah, I would say the main trick that this seed is pulling on the players is sprite shuffle and chain reactions.
Yes, indeed. Absolutely. Routing is going to be key in this race, and so far RCDrone has done the better job with routing, which he tends to do a lot. He's very good at zeroing in on where you need to go to win these races.
I would hope that RCDrone checks this staircase. No?
That might be a dummy staircase, or he may have just realized I haven't pushed that block. Well, now he's going to push that block, and he will find the item, which is going to be the double recorder, which is the heart container.
Not what RCDrone was looking for at all.
Well, with now 4 items left in play, the red ring, silver arrows, the book, and the bow, there's now a 50-50 chance that the bow is the last item in level 8, and both players have noped out of level 8. Of course, there's no Triforce in hand for Toaster at this time.
Which, that'll actually be a bit of a benefit for him when he goes back in, because he can get the item and the Triforce in the same run, whereas RCDrone's going to have to go back solely for that item.
Unless, of course, Ganon's not required, then everything we just said is a moot point. And there's the white sword pickup right there for Toaster, doubling his attack power. He's now going to have a better shot at these dungeons.
Looks like he's going to go back to the start screen, probably to go to level 7 real quick. Looks like Toaster's going to finish up these last couple of spots over here on the northeast of Hyrule. We'll see where he goes from there.
He's going to find a large secret right here. That was the 58 rupee secret, one of the 3. And going to level 7 now is Drone.
And we'll see if he searches it. We'll see if he searches this for the bow, or if he gambles that it's the second item in 8. My guess is he'll search for the bow.
I agree. He's already delved into level 8. We're gonna know. So right now, I'm gonna take a stab here. I'm just gonna take a shot at it and say that it's gonna be the normal red ring and silver arrows in level 9. If that's the case, the other item that he hopes that he does not see is the book. And guess what? He's not gonna know which is which, because we don't know which is which, because there's no duplicate of a book, there's no duplicate of a bow. So when he's picking it up, he's taking a chance.
Players out here. One is that the bow and the book have different sprite colors. The book will always be a red color, whereas the bow will match Link's color.
Ah, that's a good point.
But there is the chance that, because RCDrone knows that the half ladder is the rings, if he sees a red half ladder and that happens to be the book, end up picking up the book thinking it's the red ring.
Ooh, that could be interesting. And here would be another thing. Now, this is not going to be the case for either of these players, but if they had red ring on, then you can't tell if it's the bow or the book.
That's right, because it would follow the... Yeah, I think that's right. I'm not 100% certain just because I haven't done individual testing of it, but...
I mean, to me, that would make the most sense. Of course, if their red tunic is not red when they pick up the red ring, then all bets are off.
Yep. As we know that AmazingToaster has a shuffled sprite color, at least for the green ring, and we don't know if RCDrone does or not.
Given his color, it wouldn't lead you to believe he does.
So both of these guys are in the same level, looking for the same item. The only difference is RCDrone has a couple more Triforces on Toaster at the moment.
4 Triforce lead to be exact.
But keep in mind that RCDrone and AmazingToaster both know where all of the dungeons are, with the exception of level 2 on Toaster's side. So he could very well just find the bow, find the ladder in level 2, and then not have to search for any of the items in any of the other dungeons.
Yeah, that is very true indeed. Right now, neither of these players are having a swell time in level 7.
And even though it's the Guerrilla set, it's still a tough dungeon to go through because it's so long, and if anything is deep, it makes deaths incredibly costly.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely. I mean, it is a segmented dungeon like it normally is in Vanilla First Quest. You have to go through the staircase if you want to fight the Aquamentus and pick up the Triforce. Yeah, that's the problem with level 7. Sometimes level 7, it's a few rooms, you're done, and then there's other ones like this one where you almost have to full clear to get to where you need to go and to pick up the item.
Now, looking at both players' rupee counts and the fact that this isn't a boomstick seed, if either of them finds one of the bomb upgrades, I imagine they'll take it.
Absolutely, I would agree with that purchase, and we'll see if that is shuffled or not. If it's not shuffled, then there's only a 2 in 255 chance that the bomb upgrade is going to be shuffled out of its normal 4. If it's not 100 rupees, though, then there's a pretty good chance it's going to be something other than 4 bombs.
I imagine they both would like to find a 75 rupee 6 bomb upgrade, but the chances of that are pretty low.
Yeah, you probably have a better chance of winning the Powerball.
Which means if you do see it, go buy a Powerball ticket.
Exactly.
Well, there's the compass guarded by the Moldorms, which look like power bracelets. And is this a ladder block in level...
Well, we have found the item.
No, that's the book.
It's the book, and he's just picked it up. Oh, boy. So that means the other item in level 8 light is going to be the bow. That means red ring and silver arrows are in level 9.
And the last thing that RCDrone wanted to see. Oh, is this a meat block?
If he can't bomb to the north, yes. And he cannot bomb to the north. We could have ourselves a bait block. There's a chance.
It looks like he might be able to try to get around this way.
He's going to go for it.
Can't bomb north there.
Now there's only chances to bomb to the west of the bait block. If he can't do that, then yeah, this Triforce is bait blocked. And yeah, I'm telling you, ultimate chain reaction seed right here, folks.
Although I think both players did buy a meat.
Well, he can bomb to the west. Yes, he can. Now let's see if there's a workaround. Looking like it, maybe. Well, time to find the bomb hole. Can he bomb to the east? He can. Is there a door to the east of this room? There is. So indeed, there was a workaround to the bait block.
The bait was a bow.
I tell you what, if Putz is here, I bet he was so hoping this was a bait block seed. Unfortunately, RCDrone has found the workaround and is going to pick up the Triforce here in level 7.
He's now just missing the Triforce in level 5. And then he'll be off to level 9, hoping to find an open Zelda.
All right, we're now about 53 and a half minutes into this race. I'm now going to go ahead and recap all of the items that are going to be in this seed. Recapping. Level 1's items had the raft and the recorder. Level 2 was the ladder. Level 3 had Lord Banana. Level 4 was the red candle. Level 5, the wand. Level 6 is the heart container. Level 7, the book. Level 8 is the magical key and the bow by process of elimination. And also by process of elimination, the items in level 9 will be the normal silver arrows and the red ring. Armor statue item was the power bracelet. Ladder item on the coast was the magic boomerang. And the white sword item, white sword.
While that was going on, we had a blue ring purchase on RCDrone's side.
I definitely don't blame him there. That is going to double his defense. His damage is going to be down to 1/2, and he very well may need it in level 9, considering he's only got 8 hearts.
There's a request for the item recap to say what the items look like. So, the boomerangs are books, the bombs are meat, the red candle is the book, kind of ironic, the wands are swords, The map is the potion and the recorder. The letter is a sword. The bait was a bow. Something was potions. I think the raft. And the ladder was fireballs.
Yep, that sounds about right to me. And yes, we know that the bow is in level 8 because it cannot be in level 9 on these particular flags. There are certain flags, I believe, where the bow could be in level 9, and this is not one of them.
As long... What it has to be is 9 has to be open, which means that either the Triforce doesn't have to be guarding it, or you can have another item blocking level 9. Say the wand, the magic boomerang, the book.
Yep, that would definitely be a requirement, but yes, that very well could be a thing during the final 4, because just about any bets are off. I mean, just about anything's going to go when we get to the final 4. The only thing that's not going to be going is one-hit knockout. Forget that.
And a good ladder clip by RCDrone to pick up the Triforce in 5, even with the shuffled ladder spray.
Yep, so that is going to be all 8 Triforce pieces for Drone. He will now make a play to going into level 9, and he's going to have quite the lead on Toaster. He's going to have a substantial lead on Toaster going into level 9.
That is true, but the one thing he's got to keep in mind is he has no potions and 5 bombs.
And he also does not have the bow out of level 8, and if this is Ganon required, he's going to have to go back into level 8 to find it.
John doesn't know where level 9 is yet, although he's going to find it right here.
Right you are.
So this is the gamble, and if AmazingToaster, when he goes back to 8, goes ahead and just picks up the bow, he'll be in good shape on that front.
True. Alright, so level 9, we're going to be looking for this. Well, he has found something in level 9.
That's going to be the red ring.
The red ring, so that is going to double his defense one more time. After he spent his money to get the blue ring, he finds the red ring. So, you know what? I don't blame him for purchasing the blue ring, because chances are you're not going to stumble upon the red ring in level 9, but there you go. It's going to double his defense one more time, damage down to 1/4. Now, wouldn't it be something if this staircase had the silver arrows? No. Wishful thinking there, ISO.
Indeed. Level 9 is never that easy. We know how it is. Unless you're playing Blackout Swordless.
Yeah, exactly. So what they're going to be looking for, if Ganon is not required, there's going to be or if Ganon is required, we'll start with that. This single shutter door room. If that door does not open, which it does, then Ganon is required. That's where Zelda is. Now, if Ganon is not required, she can be behind any kind of door. Shutter door, could be single shutter, double shutter, open door, locked door, may need a bomb hole to get in. Heck, may need a magical staircase to get in. There's any way possible you can get into Zelda's room if Ganon is not required.
And something else to keep in mind is that we don't know if Ganon and Zelda are shuffled out of their normal rooms yet. So what the players are going to be trying to do is go up as much as possible to try to find Zelda in her normal room.
Which makes the most sense. And right now, there's no reason to believe that it is shuffled. Zelda's not in her normal room.
That answered that question pretty quick. Meanwhile, AmazingToaster has found level 2. He's going to find his ladder. And he may just think, I just got to get Triforces at this point and not worry about the items.
That may be his only hope at this point. But if Ganon's required and he just takes the Triforce in level 8 and gets out of there, he's going to be sunk.
Well, what I'm thinking he'll want to do is grab the ladder, go ahead and go to levels 4 and 5 because they're nearby. Oh, interesting. RCDrone has left level 9.
I'm baffled. I wonder if what could he possibly be thinking?
Did he?
Oh, wait, I think we may have seen Zelda's room. We may have seen that Ganon's required. I didn't see it, but that would lead me to believe he's going back to level 8. That leads me to believe it. Now, I didn't see this on his side. I was actually looking at Toaster's side at the moment. That leads me to believe Ganon's required.
And if that's the case, then this is going to be... That means Toaster's going to have to look for that, what's it called? Item in level 8 to get that bow in order to face off against Ganon and look for the silvers in 9.
That's right. So, to me, this is really going to favor RCDrone. I mean, yes, he has to go back. He has to get the bow. But, little does Toaster know, he too has to get that bow out of level 8. If he does not, he has no chance of coming back from this.
But then again, he may go to level 8 sooner than not because he's already explored a good chunk of it. And that's probably still digging in the back of his mind. He'd rather dig 8 than 7, because 7's a little bit bigger.
Correct.
Also, AmazingToaster's blue ring is green and such.
Yeah, that's
right.
right.
He did go ahead and purchase the blue ring.
Yeah, that's correct, because his normal sprite, his starting sprite, was that light blue color that you normally see if you had purchased a blue ring. So usually when that's the case, when you get the blue ring, you turn green. I don't know if that's always the case, but that usually seems to be the case when I see color shuffles on their tunics.
I had a red ring turn green on me once. That was interesting.
Ah, interesting.
So RCDrone's going ahead and looking for the bow in level 8. Meanwhile, Toaster's looking for anything at level 5.
Yeah, the item in level 5, of course, it's going to be right here, will be the wand.
He'll still pick it up, and he does not have the book, so it'll still be quite useful for him.
Indeed it will be. Meanwhile, Drone's still looking for that magical bow here in level 8.
Now, this will actually be it right here. But let's note that it could not have been in either of the 2 Goma blocked rooms.
There you go. It's the brown comb that represents the bow today. Which, of course, is a half of a ladder. To me, it does look like a comb. Somebody in chat said that it looks like a piano. I agree with that, too. It does kind of look like keyboard keys on a piano.
Absolutely. Although I'm not sure how well the brown keys on a piano work. I haven't tried that.
Harpsichord, maybe?
Oh, that could be. Now, there is another thing that really both players are going to have to keep track of, but definitely RCDrone, is his bomb count.
Both players have 1 bomb left, and level 9 excavation is going to be rather difficult. He's got to hope to find bombs. I've not been paying attention. Do we have enemy drop shuffles?
I don't think we do.
That's the case. You're going to be looking for the orange Wizrobes then. That's what's going to drop bombs. Also, Gibdos will drop bombs, and buyers. Well, not Gibdos. Gibdos are buyers. Buyers.
Yep, there's Zelda's door. Because we've had no enemies, and that shutter door stayed closed.
Yep, indeed. That's confirmation. Ganon is required.
So, everybody in chat, put in your guesses for which staircase number the silver arrows are going to be under. Anything from 1 to, 14 staircases in 9?
Last. Because it's going to be one. It's going to be one of those level 9s, because let's face it, the game knows.
It's going to be the last staircase guarded by 6 blue wizards that you have to clip into.
That wouldn't surprise me either. We'll see what kind of Schadenfreude level 9 has in store for Drone.
Well, the first thing he's got to do is solve his bomb issue.
That's right, no bombs left. Speaking of bombs, now Toaster's back up to the maximum 8. Neither player found a bomb upgrade. That's interesting, considering all that we've explored.
So, if you're Toaster at this point, you're getting your 4th Triforce piece an hour in. Are you just going for items and praying that Ganon is not required? Or are you going to search for the big items in each dungeon?
I think knowing who Toaster's going up against, I think in his mind he's got to feel he's got to gamble. And unfortunately, again, as we know, the gamble's not going to pay off.
I think if he gambles on... I don't necessarily think he'll gamble on level 8, though, because he's got so much of that explored. He might figure, well, it's only a couple more rooms, it can't hurt. But
right.
Dungeons like 4 and 7, I figure he'll gamble on.
True.
And here's where the wand with the book is... It's an interesting thing to have. And something to keep in mind for those that are watching is the wand's magic beam damage that does white sword damage will always take priority over the book damage, regardless of if it's regular book or boomstick.
Very interesting.
Hey, Patra, bye, Patra.
And what's no part of that Patra room?
Oh, this is a tough clip to make. You got the red ring ladder blending in with the floor lava.
Yeah, it's always tough to do a clip here in this tea room right here. It's very, very tough, and with the sprite shuffled, it just makes it even tougher. Has to be careful. He's down to half a heart of health now.
Yeah, 1 or 2 wrong bops and he's gone. Not to start over.
One from the pancakes, he's going to be gone. The Zol's gels, he might have 1 extra hit, but yeah, he needs to negotiate carefully.
Looks like he's just going to leave that room and try to go a different way.
Certainly don't blame him.
Yeah, an NSU room with bubbles is never fun. Hey, what's Road doing?
He's going to try and farm some bombs off the orange ones. Does get a heart out of them, but that's not what he wanted. He's got only 2 bombs. Like, find some more orange Wizrobes. He's hoping he gets something out of it.
Unfortunately, it's just a rupee.
Ah, man. These orange Wizrobes, they just don't provide. Very stingy tonight.
It's gonna kill off these likes and go through this door. Let's see what's in here. Nothing.
Yep, nothing of use.
Here's the spiral staircase.
And some orange Wizrobes guarding it. Let's see if there's anything good behind this staircase or if it's just another passageway. We're going to find out. Well, he's going to farm. Again, I don't blame him. He needs the bombs. These are the source of bombs. So far, they're dropping nothing. Now we're going to find out. Nope, no silver errors here.
Just a passage.
But he is going to try again. Again, he wants those bombs, and they're just not giving it to him.
The toaster should go ahead and pick up the Triforce in the next room. I imagine he's just going to skip the item at this point.
Yeah, I would imagine so too. Of course, level 4 is not. Yeah, he's not going to take it. Well, level 4 being as small as it is, it's the last non-segmented dungeon in vanilla. I mean, I don't fault him for going after the item in level 4, but he's going to be disappointed to discover what it is.
Yeah, and I imagine he's actually not going to even take it.
Well, if he knows the shapes, no.
Now, I don't imagine he's going to go back for... I don't imagine he's going to look for the item in 6 or 7. I'm just curious as to if he'll look for the item in 8.
He's going to go ahead and pick it up, and he is going to realize that it is the red candle.
Well, I could see him picking it up because it has the same sprite as the red ring. So he might have thought, oh, this could be the red ring, silvers could be outside of 9.
Well, I mean, certainly don't blame him. I mean, again, in Sprite Shuffle, you can see that the same sprite act as 4, 5, 6 different items. So, I mean, I don't fault him for picking it up. And, yeah, it's not the worst thing in the world you could have picked up.
No, not at all. And, like you said, because it's Sprite Shuffle, there's no way to know what it's going to be.
Hey, speaking of sprites, the jackpot has just been found by Drone. He's got the silver arrows.
Now he's just got to go to Ganon, and he'll be done with the seed. Which, looking at his map of 9, he probably has a pretty good idea of where Ganon is.
Yeah, absolutely. That means, by the way, the winner of this race will advance against Crimson Avix in the round of 16.
And Chad is saying that that was staircase number 8. I actually forgot to keep track of which staircase he went down.
Well, I didn't even keep track, but that definitely wasn't the last one. It may have felt like the last one, but no. That is so... If he knows where Ganon is, again, I don't have his volume turned up, so there's a really good chance he knows where he is.
Yeah. And just looking at his map of 9, how much he's mapped out, he has to have heard him by now. Let's see. Nope. That's a locked door. Again, it won't be here. Though I guess it is kind of nice to have the magic key in 9 and just go through locked doors with reckless abandon.
Well, we're getting an indication that he has not heard Ganon's roar yet, so that's what he's going to be looking for.
Well, if that's the case, based on this map, there are exactly 2 rooms that Ganon could be in. He could be in... Okay, 3 rooms. He could be in the bottom of one of the teeth of the skull, or he could be up in the northwest corner. That's if Ganon has not been heard.
Unfortunately, Drone finds one of the famous feeling lonely dead-end staircases. He's going to have to try another path.
Yep. I think the worst is when you get one of those that's right next to Ganon's room and you just can't go anywhere.
Ooh, taking a death to those Wizrobes in this toaster, so he'll have to try level 6 again. He had to have picked up the Triforce in level 4. We don't have that indicated on Toaster's board, but I gotta believe he's picked up the Triforce in level 4.
He's got it marked on his tracker, and based on his splits, he's definitely got it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, if RCDrone keeps having trouble finding Ganon, this could open a window for AmazingToaster to make a comeback if he's able to find the right lucky path to get to Ganon.
Yeah, that's right, but he is running out of time, because once Drone finds Ganon, that's going to be it.
Yep. A couple old men right in a row along the bottom.
Again, we're dealing with pure community hints here, so you're on your own in level 9. They're not going to be of any help.
Not at all. So, based on RCDrone's minimap, my guess is that Ganon is going to be in the top northwest corner of level 9, all the way in that first L column at the top.
Looking at his map as well, and based on everything he is labeled, that's about all it could be. It's got to be somewhere in that northwest. There's only 1 or 2 possibilities he could be in. The very, very far northwest of the skull, or the room right below it.
Absolutely. And that could present an interesting... Toaster has found the troll staircase in level 6. Not very happy about that.
No. Never like finding those in any level for that matter, but especially in a level that's not level 9.
Exactly. Looks like he has found a way to the far northwest. So should find Ganon... Actually, probably right here.
Yep, here's Ganon! Now, let's see if it's going to take him 8 HP or if it's a 0 HP Ganon. 0 HP Ganon, that's it.
Ganon is down on RCDrone side, and failing a console reset, I imagine he's going to be the winner of this race.
Yep, absolutely. That would be the only thing that would stop him is some kind of hard lock. We never want to wish that on any contestant here, but yep, that is going to do it. RCDrone will be advancing to the round of 16 against Crimson.
We should have an official SRL time in just a couple of seconds here, once it's official. And look at this, Zelda approachable from all angles.
You don't see that very often. That'll do it. That means RCDrone is your winner, and indeed he will move on to the round of 16, and we'll get an SRL time, and we do have one SRL time. It's going to be 1 hour, 13 minutes, and 28 seconds for Drone.
And looking at this seed as a whole and the way it was laid out, his execution and his routing were just about flawless.
Yeah, which doesn't come to a surprise to me as well. RCDrone is one of the best in the business in terms of his routing. He's very good at deducting where he needs to go. Didn't hardly make any mistakes. This was a tough seed, so I mean, considering that this was Sprite's shuffle as well, it looks like we do have RCDrone in the commentator's booth with us. RCDrone, congratulations! You are moving on to the round of 16. How are you feeling?
I am not RCDrone.
Oh. That's right. Wow. Where is RCDrone? Well, Toaster's in the commentator's booth with us. My mistake. Well, Toaster, this was a tough seed. I mean, sprite shuffle, chain reaction seed where you needed one item to get to another. What'd you think about this?
It was really tough. I got into levels and just stuck around too long. But the only good thing was I had the any key fairly early on. And at that point, it was just bad.
Yeah, it was a tough seed. Now we have RCDrone in the commentator's booth with us. So RCDrone, congratulations. You are advancing to the round of 16. What did you think about this seed?
Well, thanks. It was, I don't know. It's kind of like there's no blackout, there's no swordless. So from that point of view, it was fairly, like, I guess combat-wise easy. And the white sword was easily accessible too. So, but then I had to dig every dungeon for every item. I think I saw every item. And I took a few like costly careless deaths too. But
I took a lot of costly careless deaths.
yeah, I mean, I guess the seed sort of set you up too because a lot of items were kind of buried, kind of deep.
Yeah, this was one of those chain reaction seeds where one item leads to another item that you absolutely have to continue on your quest. You needed the recorder out of level 1 to get to level 2, which had the ladder, which you needed for levels 4 and 6. And that, it's one of those things. If you don't do it in the right order, your opponent could get a big lead on this seed. And it just happened to be one of those particular seeds right here today. I mean, wasn't too particular hard. It was just routing was everything in this one, and RCDrone, you did a pretty good job. And both ISO and I, we were talking about that, and you did a good job routing. Yes, you did have to full clear all the dungeons items, but in the end, it did work out for you.
Yeah, thanks. I mean, it didn't help that there weren't hints either. So, I mean, I basically had to search everything. Like, level 2 is kind of tempting because the Triforce was run room from the entrance, just leaving. But then it's second quest overworld, and I knew I needed step ladder. So, and the other thing about it was that room drops weren't shuffled, so I knew which room into that I needed to clear to get the item. So,
yeah, and that one, at least
helpful.
that one was pretty early on in the level.
Yeah.
So the book deep in level 7. Your thoughts when you picked that up, RCDrone? Were you surprised, upset, wanting to burn the seed with the book?
I don't know. The book's kind of annoying, but I think I already had blue ring by that point, so walking to the fire isn't too big a deal. Like, it doesn't take away your ability to do the wand and sword like combination attack. It just means you'll walk into a fire if you have to, like trying to kill Patras and stuff. Like, I walked into the fire like a bunch of times, but I had like blue ring and red ring, so it wasn't too big an issue.
So a non-boomstick seed, and neither of you guys were able to find either bomb upgrades. Was there either one of you was concerned, okay, I don't have any bombs. Is this going to start costing me large amounts of time to have to go and find bombs or find a bomb shop or whatever the case may have been?
I had horrible times finding any bombs whatsoever. I figured out eventually that they were in a few decently located shops, but it was too late by that point.
It seemed like bombs were hard to come by. We were getting indications that the item drops for the enemy sets weren't shuffled, but it felt like bombs were hard to come by for both players.
Yeah, my guess is that, and I'm pretty certain that drop groups were not shuffled, but drop rates might have been mixed up, and we might have been getting low rates for bomb drops.
I didn't know that was a thing. So if that was the case, then yeah, bombs were pretty much a premium no matter what. So yeah, this is a very...
I think we lost Laws.
Yeah, that's what it's sounding like.
Dungeons to get the items you needed to complete the seed. And in case you were wondering, Toaster, Ganon was required.
Yeah, I can see that. I brought up the tracking and I saw that he had both bow and silver, so I assume he was required at that point. Because it felt like level 9 items were going to be a 9 from what I had.
So the red ring, 2 rooms into 9. That had to have been at least a good feeling to know that, okay, there's at least one item out of 9 done and over with.
Yeah, but it also meant that I wasted my money in the blue ring, and I could have gotten potions instead.
Yeah, we were just talking about that, and that seems to always be the case when you buy the blue ring. When you buy the blue ring, it seems like 5 minutes later or less, oh, here's the red ring. You got the defense. Let's give you more defense.
Yeah, of course. That's how it always works.
Luckily, you didn't have to go back and get any potions. You were able to get through level 9 with very little trouble. I mean, Red Ring obviously helped out a lot with the defense, giving you quadruple with what it normally is without any rings. So it didn't look like you had too many problems there. It's just you had to find your way. You almost had to full clear level 9 because Ganon being in that far northwestern region of the skull, and then Zelda wasn't that hard to find. It's very near starting. What do you think? All 4 ways possible to get to Zelda's room. I mean, how often do you see that? It's like a neverty in Zelda Randomizer.
Yeah, it's pretty rare. Actually, my 9 was a little bit stressful. When I was in the Northeast, I was down to half a heart, and I was trying to dodge all these wizards and legs and stuff. So that could have been pretty nasty. And when I was in lower left, I was out of bombs, and I needed to find Ganon. But fortunately, I was able to, I think, silver arrow down a bunch of fires, and I got 2 drops, and then that was enough to carry me through. But yeah, it was rough having Ganon in that spot. Once I cleared out the south, I knew unless I skipped the Patra, he had to be in the northwest corner. So that was the only 2 adjacent rooms I hadn't seen.
Well, I don't have any other questions for these races. How about you, ISO? I take it that we have no other questions then. So again, RCDrone, congratulations on advancing to the round of 16. Your next opponent is going to be Crimson Avix. That should be a really good matchup. 2 of the more established runners in the Zelda Randomizer tournament. So, Drone, give us your thoughts about your upcoming next match.
It seems like Crimson beats me a lot in Nightlies when he plays. I don't think he's been playing as much lately, and neither have I. But when we do play Nightlies, he beats me a fair amount. I don't know. It feels like half the time or even more. But that should be good.
All right, should be a good one. We look forward to that, and again, good luck to you in the next round. AmazingToaster, unfortunately, that means that your tournament has come to an end, and you did a good job. You did make it to the knockout stage, and if we have another randomizer tournament, will we see you back?
Oh, certainly. I feel like I'm fortunate to have made it this far. Especially, I've only really been racing since the beginning of the year, so.
Yeah, you've definitely come a long way if you've only been racing only since the beginning of the year. So again, congratulations on your tournament. Good race to the both of you. We are definitely going to see more of you down the road, and good luck to the both of you. And RCDrone, good luck to you in the next round.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thanks.
All right, so that is going to do it for today. Our next Zelda Randomizer race is going to happen. I've got it right here. We've got on May 16th, so that is going to be on Tuesday, and that is going to be on Random Massacre's Twitch TV channel. We have the number 7 seed Adirondack Rick and the number 10 seed Karakarn VI. And looks like Crimson and the Greenleaf Effect are going to be on commentary for that race. Should be a lot of fun. Again, that is going to be on Tuesday, May 16th, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. So On behalf of both of our racers, RCDrone and AmazingToaster, on behalf of our tech person and restreamer, the Dave, and on behalf of my broadcast partner, Isolated999, this is LOZ Cards Fan 23 signing off. Hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend, and we will see you again for more Zelda Randomizer tournament action. Take care, everybody. So long.